is an organization comprised of business people and members. And when these two come together, the community wins. So let's get ready to shift the paradigm. Let's tune in now to BMA Radio Show with your host, Socrates Garrett and Dr. J.
Hey, and welcome to BMA Radio Show with your host, Dr. J and Mr. Socrates Garrett. How you doing today?
I'm doing really good, Dr. J. A beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's hot and humid, but it's great to be alive. It's great to be viable and working hard in this community. So good to be here.
All right, I heard that. So we got a great show lined up for you today. Who got on the show today, Doc?
Well, I tell you, we got a young man that I have recruited that has joined us in our company, SGE COVID Solutions. A young man that I've followed his career for a long time and brings to the table a certain skill set and a lot of talent that we need to build this organization. So we have joining with us today the Chief Operating Officer for SGE COVID Solutions, Mayor Tony Yaba.
Hey man, how's it going?
Welcome to the team. Right? Welcome to the show.
Look, I told Ms. Garrett the other day. I said I told you we always said we'd be back together one day. I didn't know you came along with it though, Dr. J.
Yeah, and I think I told you, Tony, we've never been apart.
That's right.
Those of us that have worked hard to make this community a better place and are committed to doing that, regardless of what obstacles may come, we still have a single purpose: to make this a better place to live and work and raise your family.
Absolutely.
Good. So welcome to the show, and we happy to have you on the team.
Well, I'm glad to be here. It's my privilege, and it's funny because I was telling Mr. Garrett I just finished eyeballing a similar position with a different company, and he called me, and Mr. Garrett got a way of kind of coercing you into saying yes without telling you need to say yes. So it was one of those easy yeses, and I'm humbled to be a part, man. Just humbled to be a part of something that's this big, and not just this big, but Ms. Garrett talked about the community, but being a part of something that's going to actually impact the community. I'm excited about talking about it today.
Cool. So before we bring Dr. Rowland on, just tell them a little bit about your role in working with SRS and,
Well, so far, the thing about a startup is typically it's like building a plane while you're flying. And this particular company, my role is literally helping Mr. Garrett get this company off the ground, get the services and products out to people in a fashion that assists them with all of their COVID needs. And that could be anything from helping to load a truck to being at a radio station. And so that's what that's about. I think people who know what startups are, they know that it's about hard work, it's about commitment, and it's about being innovative and trying to problem solve.
Cool. So we're happy to have you a part of the team. So let's bring in Dr. Rowland, a part of this conversation. Dr. Rowland is the Chief Medical Officer with SRS.
You're a bad man.
A bad man?
You're a bad man.
How you doing, Doc?
Good. How you good folks doing in Mississippi on a Sunday? My God, I can just feel the heat. Catfish, cornbread going on.
Cool. So I want to tell the engineers we can't hear him, so we want to make sure we can hear him clear. We can't hear the caller as clear in here. Give us 1 minute, Doc.
Yeah, no problem.
Website. While they're working on that, it's just tremendously important to have a guy like Dr. Rowland. For listening audience, this is a treat indeed for you. This is an individual that is renowned across the country on an international basis, an expert in biological warfare, and just serves as the chief scientist for SRS Inc. and has published and chief expert on the subject matter of COVID-19. So you will get an opportunity to talk with a young man that knows a lot about what's going on in our communities with this virus. He has some predictions I'm sure that he will make and share with us tonight. So I look forward to hearing him. So
absolutely, Ms. Garrett, he's not, he's not just a scientist, but he's somebody who's actually been out there doing this work in the Amazon, in places that's so deep in the forest, in the jungle that you literally got to go through the jungle, come out of it again, just to be in the village that was calling for them. And so his work with everything from malaria, all kind of viral infections, him being one of the top virologists in the country and the world, and he's a black man.
Black man.
See, and he's a black man. So I'm excited about being able to work with somebody who's not only a quality professional, but also a leading expert in the area.
You hear them talking about you, Dr. Rowland?
Yeah, can you guys hear me? I'm just all warm and. Can you hear me or no hear me? Are you want me to call in? Jay?
You didn't ask me. They didn't call in through the phone. Can you call in?
Yep.
That's what I thought we was hearing from.
No.
Dr. Rowland, I think we have a little trouble hearing you, but it's okay. I
No.
can actually see you. I'm gonna ask you, can you do us a favor, Dr. Rowland? Can you call in? I'm gonna give you the number, and can you just call in, please?
Elena, give me the number. Give me your phone.
I like how amiable you are.
Yeah, no
That's
problem.
what good science is able to drop and move on the dime. That phone number is 601
Oh, 608
548
548
5950. 601 948 5950. Don't leave the live. Just pick up the phone and we'll be able to have you in both of those areas.
Thank you so much for helping us out.
So while he's calling in again, I wanted to go back and just take the call whenever he comes in, Dr. J. I wanted to share with the listening audience a lot that we've been doing over the past several days. We have done a lot of work, and many of you have seen the commercials running on WLBT and other stations now where we try to identify for our community what the protocols are for a safe community. And that commercial was very well done and produced again by a black man, R.J. Hopper. And so we're proud to find that kind of talent in our community and bring it to our team. And now he's a staff member, the Director of Marketing for SRS and SGE. And so we're adding talent to this team every day. It's critically important if you're out there that you know that we're on a mission. We're on a mission to reduce the amount of illness in our community, to make absolutely certain that Black folks don't continue to be disproportionately affected by disease.
You're coming through good here.
Okay.
We need to talk to engineers here.
Can you hear me now? Better?
No, we can, Doc. We just need you, if you could just put that phone, I know it's kind of aggravating, but you just put that phone to your ear, that microphone to your mouth. It'll help the listening audience a little better.
Okay, can you hear me now? How's that sound? I got it right over my mouth.
If it doesn't work, it ain't gonna work.
Okay. Well, I want the public to hear that. I mean, I know that I'm just doing the best I can, talking the best I can. You still can't hear me, the public?
Well, I'm texting now some of our listeners, Doc. I'll get you an answer. I'll text you that. It's not coming before, so hang up, down back in.
Okay, you want me on the phone or off both of them?
On the phone. Yeah, hang the phone up and dial back in.
Okay. I just did that. Okay. How's that sound? Can you hear me? Can you hear me or no? Hello? I'm here. Still not getting anything. Okay. Okay. 28 days later. And so that person can become a super spreader. That's some of the technology, and some of the most important technology we have is the ability to kill COVID-19 with our Proguardium solution, which is the only, I know, my scientists know, it's been proven white paper kill COVID-19. How do we prove that? Well, we went to the most affected nursing home in Detroit. We tested 52 patients that were positive for COVID-19. We tested the building. We tested the bathroom. We found COVID-19 on their people's bottom of their shoes, in their beds, their wheelchairs, on their clothes, on the toilet, on the handles, light switch. And then we disinfected that building with our surface disinfected Proguardium. And then we retested the building, and that building was COVID-19. That is technology. When people talk about chlorine and they talk about Lysol, and you look on that white label, they talking about they kill coronavirus. Well, coronavirus is not COVID-19. The coronavirus every day is the regular code. That's 229E, completely different species. COVID-19 is a beta coronavirus. Falls in with SARS #1, it falls in with MERS #2, and it falls in with itself in beta coronavirus, which is a human pathogen. So our technology is state of the art. We have temperature facial recognitions monitors where you can go up there outside your building and people can get a temperature read. If it's positive, for temperature, you're not allowed in the building. If your normal mask is normal, you're allowed into the building. So our biosecurity protocols and procedures are based off of science. So let me give you another example of what I'm talking about. When you talk about biosecurity and biosafety protocols, if you follow the rules of the security protocols, you can function. We can have you back in school. We can have you back in church. We have to go back to work, period. We opened up a church in Houston yesterday, one of the largest churches in Houston. We opened one of the largest churches in Jackson, Mississippi, where people can get back to being normal, the best normal they can in the new age that we're in. But at the end of the day, folks, it's based off the technology that you have in that house. Well, under SGE, we have the ability to test you. We have the ability to test the facility. We have the best antiseptic and hand wash on the planet that kills viruses and bacteria and fungus. We have mats that are impregnated with Proguardium because people do not realize that when you walk into your house, COVID-19 is on the bottom of your shoes. So SGEs, we have developed home solutions for people because we cannot wait on the government to save you. You have to save yourselves. And maybe sometimes the infections coming from the house, you're home to the school. It's not the other way around. So people have to have the basic tools to protect themselves, and SGE has developed that where people can have home solutions for COVID-19, i.e. disposable thermometers, mats, temperature gauge, Proguardium, understanding the system. Another technology that we have, folks, is that we get into the word that I did not want to use with COVID-19. But in biological warfare, we have a word called aerolized. Aerolized is a word you need to remember. When we are dealing with plague and we're making these lethal pathogens, we want things to be aerolized because that's one of the best way to COVID-19 is aerolized, natural aerolized. So when you flush
in the bathroom, it becomes sterilized, it goes everywhere. So SGE also has a system called Paradigm, which has the ability to
COVID-19
other RNA viruses, and also has the ability to do surface disinfectant for RNA. So when you talk about technology, we have
throughout the world,
technology, which is
we've already programmed for
Texas,
all over
the country, and we look to take care of the good folks in the
Daddy was born. My mama.
Arkansas.
So we know that. We got to make sure you kids, Socrates Garrett, and I'm coming to make sure you boys who y'all can get your. So that's our responsibility.
So Doc, you mentioned Proguardium. Could you talk a little bit about Proguardium and what it does?
Proguardium is the #1 solution on the planet that SGE has.
Proguardium's been
around since 1858.
We use it in eye drops. We use it for neonatal units to disinfect neonatal units. We use it on food.
We use it on cruise ships. It's 100 times more powerful than chlorine.
It is non-toxic. It's a green chemical manufactured, made by forces. Use Proguardium to kill Ebola in the real field. We use it to E.
coli is broad spectrum and can kill positive bacteria and is natural. You can spray it on your dog's feet.
You can spray it on your
body. Spray it on your body, head down to your toes to disinfect
COVID-19. You can use it in your bathroom. I mean, my God, what technology that we have to bring us into the next year by saving people's lives with the best technology that SGE has.
Dr. Rowland, I was speaking with some school folks today. I was doing my typical sales calls, and I called the school district, got on the phone, the head of maintenance, and he was convinced that them using peroxide solution was going to take care of the problem for them. What do you say to people who have taken up these different protocols that aren't scientific, that don't have any sustainability, and that don't have the natural tendencies to biodegrade that keeps them safe?
Well, that's our society. That's why we have all these people that are infected, because people don't want to change. That's the reality. You know, they're used to what they're doing, and I can tell you right now, you cannot show me a white paper that is tested against COVID-19. That's just a fact. That's just how people are. You know, and you can't argue with people that have a belief value. You know, from taking drinking Clorox and stuff. These people, I'm sad to say that, but body bags are cheap. And that's the reality. And I've never seen none of these guys in Fort Detrick, Maryland, in biological warfare. I've never seen them at Rocky Mountain, biological warfare in Montana. I've never seen these guys in the jungles with me on a boat, humping 9 hours in the jungles to go save a kid's life in a dengue or Ebola or malaria epidemic. So, I wish people would just, understand you have to base everything off of science and medicine and science, and not the usual practice that you've been doing. Because if that was the case, people would not be getting sick. You don't understand infection. Stay in your lane. If you want to be a virologist, you want to go into biological warfare, you want to be a military officer, you want to teach at Hydropathic Institute in Germany with me, go get a degree in it. Go get a degree. Stay in your lane.
I love it.
I also heard you mention before, Doc, that this virus will be around for the next 4 years. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I'm going to make another prediction. This virus is not going to be here for the next 4 years. This virus is going to be here for the next 10 years plus. This is a game changer. This virus is not, once again, you so-called smart folks out there, I call them idiots. And I'm sorry to say that, because that's what people are, because they think they know everything. They need to stay in their lane. People are saying this virus is going to go away in the summertime. Is it gone yet? Talk to me. There's more cases now in the summertime. I told you that 5 months ago because I knew what was happening in South America, and it was summertime. So this virus is not going away in the summertime. It's not going away in the fall time. It's not going to go away next spring. It's going to vanish, just magically just go away. This virus is part of our society from here on out. It's going to change how you play football, basketball, how you get on an airplane, how you go to church. If you have biosecurity, biosafety protocols dealt with in science and medicine, you better make it. But if you think this is a hoax, you go call that boy in Texas, 30 years old, who died yesterday, and his final words was, "I thought this was a hoax." Well, he's in a body bag now. So this is the reality.
Thank you so much for coming on with us. We got a couple calls coming in that we're going to take and continue to share with our community. But I look forward to visiting again with you on Thursday on the Larry Nick Show as well on the radio podcast. So we're doing everything we know how to do to get the information out to our community and to let them know that there are some good technologies and products out here that fight against this virus. But again, have safe travel.
Thank you very much.
Get you some rest, and I look forward to visiting with you soon.
You folks have a good time. Thank you very much for you good folks in Mississippi. And like you said, Mr. Garrett, it's all about saving people's lives with the best technology that we can bring to force. And I thank you for that. And you guys have a super fantastic evening. You guys take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in.
Okay.
consists of one, facial recognition, which takes cameras that takes your temperature and also identifies whether or not you're wearing a mask. And if your temperature is above 100 degrees, then you're not allowed to enter the facility. So we start out with facial recognition and temperature control. Then we move into our hand sanitizer stations where we apply hand sanitizers, not just any hand sanitizer. We have sanitizers now that's proven to last for 24 hours. Of course, that depends upon the number of times you wash your hands, etc. But that hand sanitizer is what we need and recommend for children, and they're playing Little League, they're going to different places. You know you can't keep them clean. And so we put a long-lasting hand sanitizer on. Then we move into our decontamination unit. And this is our mist intent. And this is where we apply ProGuardian. We apply the solution from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet and kills everything on your clothes, etc. We call that our decontamination unit. And you leave that mist intent by exiting with a mat that is filled with ProGuardian, and it kills the virus on the bottom of your feet. And so that's our protocol for on our phase 1 concept for what we should do to keep ourselves safe.
All righty, is this you on the line, Charles?
Yes, ma'am. And before the doctor leaves and say about the Spanish flu, it's the same, pretty much the kind of epidemic that we have now. But with the doctor said about the coronavirus, but it's studying in school and look back and see and study the Spanish flu. And it's pretty much the same thing in 1918 that we went through. When we had an army that was going to go and fight Germany or whatever, and they blamed it on Spanish. The Spanish ain't had nothing to do with it, but they called it Spanish flu and the Spanish epidemic. And if that doctor had left the building, tell him the Spanish treatment and how many people we are with the same kind of epidemic that was called the Spanish flu.
Thank you for calling in, Carl. We appreciate your call.
Yeah, Carla, we will definitely get the doctor to talk about that. He is renowned all over the world, traveling all over the world, so he will have valuable information. I'm sure he's listening, and maybe he'll get a chance to call back in and share some information with you concerning that. But he's left the studio, and is no longer here, so we're unable to get him on the phone right now. But we were talking about the protocols, and I explained what the protocol was, the SGE protocol. And this is something that's been given to us by our manufacturers and our experts and our scientists as to what we should do to keep our people safe. So I know that we're instituting that a lot now in several businesses that we treated already, and looking forward to visiting with the rest of you. Do we have a call?
Yes, caller, you on the line. What's your question? What's your comment?
How you all do this thing?
Doing really well, and you?
Mr. Garrett,
Yes.
something I'm kind of disturbed about.
Okay.
This crime policy Jackson now.
Yeah.
I was listening to the news where there was 2 14-year-olds got shot, one of them got killed, and the other was in the hospital. And I said they were breaking the car.
Carla, you on air?
I keep trying to get
Hold on, Carla. We got Carla, go ahead and make your comments real quick. We got another guest on the line.
Carla, I want you to call me back. You and I need to talk about that a little bit, but I have an out-of-state guest that's calling in, so if you would allow me to do that, and then I'll get back to you.
Charles, go ahead.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Charles, welcome to the show.
Carla, I want you to call me back. You and I need to talk about that a little bit.
Turn your radio down for me. Hey, Charles, you live on the air.
Oh, all right, wonderful. How you guys doing?
Doing well, man.
Good.
All right.
Well, Charles, we've had Dr. Rowland on the show, and he is traveling all over the country and all over the world and on every radio show, CNN, everywhere else. And I know that you're out there as well. And so I'd love for you to share with our listening audience some of your experiences, what you're seeing, and what is it that we can and should do to fight this virus?
Well, I mean, just depending on what part of the country we're in, there's a different vibe in each city, each county, each state. I've had Dr. Rowland with me in several places, New Jersey, Denver to Cali, and many others. And there are a lot of people that are fighting the virus the right way. And there are people that naturally are just not taking heed to the warning signs. And unfortunately, they're paying for it. So I'm seeing a lot of different things, Socrates. I've been in disaster relief for almost 30 years now. And SRS, which I own, is an African-American owned company. We've probably done somewhere around $1 billion in work, $500 million with 15 different federal agencies in this country. And, I've never been willing to be on anybody's radio show or let anybody know really what I'm doing, but this is real serious. And, I called back in February when nobody in Jackson knew about this virus. I warned you. I said, hey, man, you got to wear masks, got to do these things step by step, methodically, kind of told you how this was going to go down. And, it's happening. It's like a dream almost, but it's close to a nightmare. But if we don't do the right things right now, in places like Jackson, Mississippi, it's going to be a real nightmare in the next few months. So, I would hope that you can reach some of the people there and get them to understand, what the real facts are. Tony asked a question of Dr. Rowland about the guy that said they already had the product that they were going to use. And, I would just challenge him to read Google. I mean, Google tells you everything.
Yeah.
Google your product and tell me that you're willing to walk your children.
Yeah.
Google your product and tell me that it's been here since 1858. If you Google hydrochloric acid, it's going to tell you all the facts. It's going to tell you that it's put on your fruit right now today. Keep fruit that long.
That's right.
It's one of the disinfectants that the USDA allows organic farmers to use. It's the same product that you put in your eyes when you're putting your contact lenses in. It's the same product that they use in warfare forever, in biological and chemical warfare. So I would say that, guys, if you feel comfortable taking the lives of children in your hand based on something you believe rather than what you've read and researched for yourself, it's a sad day in Jackson, Mississippi.
Charles, a lot of people, just based off the commercial and based off, a lot of people are looking at this as a commercial, kind of commercial only product and service. And I've been around you, and it seems like every time I'm around you, maybe every 10 minutes, you're talking about family pack and all this other stuff. What do you think every family needs in their home? Every family needs in their home to help them be safe from this disease.
Well, the first thing they need is a good Bible. And hopefully they all have.
When you say a good one, you mean, when you say a good one, you mean all the words in it, or you mean it's new, or what you saying?
Yeah, it's got to be something they can comprehend.
Okay.
But the real tragedy of what's going on in America in the politics is that we've sent the government sent people $1,200. They've done all kind of things, but they haven't sent them a protocol at home.
Yeah.
Say, this is what you have to do at home. This is what will keep you safe. They closing down the bars and the restaurants. Well, the bars and the restaurants don't have COVID-19. Somebody came from home and put it in the bar and the restaurant and spread it amongst the people.
You're preaching good, sir.
So we absolutely have to train and educate our people with real knowledge and what's real. And I would just, challenge them to just do the research yourself. It doesn't take a brain research. Dr. Rowland is certainly the #1 virologist in this country that just happens to be Black. Sock and I have been in business forever. I'm a physicist. But I'm going to read for myself when it comes to my family's well-being. I'm not going to just believe everything. We were at Valley State University just last week, and on the cafeteria door, there's a message from the CDC, and it says, CDC doesn't require you to wear a mask. That's just bad information. And, if we had the facts, we wouldn't be where we are today had we been doing and practicing the right thing. So, home protocols, those are things that are going to deal with the transmission of the disease. And we know that disease is transmitted by the 5 F's or respiratory. And each one of those protocols that we send out to people home not only deals with that, but we educate on them. And we give them protocols to put on their door, on their bathroom. And that's how we're going to fix this country. And, if I was a politician, I'd be shamed right now if I hadn't sent every person in my ward or in my city or in my state something to their home that speaks to how we're going to fight this deal. But I don't think that's happened anywhere in the country. And that's where it all starts. So what we've put together is a very affordable pack, intentionally because our desire is to be able to help the socially disadvantaged first. They're being hurt the worst by this disease and going to keep being hurt the worst. But ultimately, that'll impact us all. So you have to reach out and fight viruses and disasters at the root. And the root right now is at home and in our socially disadvantaged communities more than anything.
So what I'm hearing you saying is that everybody needs a bottle of Carthan in their home.
That's what he's saying.
Everybody needs a plan, and right now that plan should include Carthan because that's the only substance that has been proven in the field. That means that a third-party testing company went to where the virus was actually found, tested it, realized it was there, put Carthan in there, and tested again. It was 100% gone.
Wow.
And in that same environment, they used a Clorox product, and it wasn't 100% gone. So, but the worst part about using a lot of other things is now is a different age. So where you used to just use disinfectant every now and then, now people are using it every day, all day long. And those toxic chemicals and most of those other deals are going to hurt us long term.
Yeah.
So there has to be thought put into this situation. And if the people in the community that are the leaders can put some thought in it, come together and put some thought in it, unlike what y'all doing in Jackson, it's an easy solution. It's not that hard. But as long as everybody is scattered and fighting, this virus is going to do something to our communities that we're not ready for. I've been to 2 grave sites where they are massively burying people, man. That is for real. And if Jackson, Mississippi becomes an epidemic, a city where this goes epicenter, the feeling and the smell that you're going to have in that city will be unlike anything you've ever experienced. And nobody's exempt. Not one person.
So, Charles, we talked about the protocol. They need some Carthan in their homes, but there is a specific protocol that we have that we're recommending as a family pack, which consists of basically, we start with you got to have a mat when people coming in your house. They have to, the virus travels on your shoes. And so we have a mat that we recommend that we put at the entrances and in your homes, depending upon how many doors you got, so that we attack it right there. And then we recommend a good hand sanitizer. Our QH hand sanitizer is just absolutely marvelous, and it kills the virus and protects your hands. Tony, you talked about what it felt like when you put it on your hand.
I know it felt nothing like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, it's a coating. It's smooth, it's soft, it feels natural. And then it stays on your hand for up to 10 washes.
Right, because it's an absolute coating on your hands, and you can feel it.
Yeah.
And so we recommend that. And then we recommend the Pro Guardian that you spray. You spray in your home. You can do your own defogging in your home and spray every room in your house, and use Pro Guardian. Charles is making the point that you can't use these harsh chemicals because the toxins that are in them, after a while, it becomes more dangerous as the virus. And that's why you see a lot of information now recall on ethanol hand sanitizers and ethanol. Yeah, it was out there in the beginning, but now we're saying if you're going to put it on your hands every day, you can't do that.
That's right.
You can't do that. So you can't go to an alcohol-based hand sanitizer and put it on your hand 10 times a day, all day long. Don't you create another problem? And then that protocol in your bathrooms, the doctor talked about the virus being airborne. When you flush your commode, that it becomes airborne. We recommend that you put a pyridine unit in there that fights and kills that virus in the air.
Yeah.
In those bathrooms. So there are specific protocols that we recommend for families and for businesses that we got to teach our people on how to use. Now, Charles, tell me a little bit about the importance of the testing apparatus, both for humans and buildings, because you and I were talking earlier about, the tragedy that we're having in our state legislature, where 36 people have tested positive in the House of Representatives and the Senate.
Earl says 50.
That doesn't even include people who were there as spectators, because I know a preacher who's in the hospital right now who was there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And also we talked about the epidemic in the fire department and the number of folks that have been around people that have tested positive for that. And so tell our listening audience the importance of a 10-minute human test and what it would mean both economically and for safety purposes.
Well, I mean, first of all, again, if you just do the research, that test is 98% accurate. The other tests are nowhere near that accurate. That's first of all. The second thing is the other tests take so long to get back, and the common sense deal there is if the longer it takes to get back, the longer the virus can thrive. Take that instance, that situation you had with the fire department, senseless, because, we offered that opportunity to some of your leaders there, Jack, and they went and did something totally different. But those guys, somebody was infected in the fire department, the other guys went and got a test, and the doctor told them, to quarantine for 3 to 5 days until the test got back. Well, they did that. There's nobody to fight fires. So the guy in charge obviously told them to come back to work. That's a problem. But guess what? If they had a 10-minute test, that is much more accurate than the one they took anyway. The ones that were well could have went right back to work in 10 minutes. And that's a game changer. I mean, not only does it prevent the spread, but it also allows people that are not sick to continue to let our environment and our lives go on as normal as possible. So, that's just a big game changer. I mean, if we tested all of New Jersey, mass tested several cities there, tested in New York. Most of the prominent ball players you hear about, we test them. I mean, so the test is legit. The test is what people are using that understand the virus and that have the facts and not dealing with politics, and they're saving lives.
So would you?
That's critical.
Yeah, that is critical. So would you recommend then for our churches and our schools and our businesses that they have their facilities test prior to reentry?
Well, when you talk about facilities, Doc, I just got that. What I was talking about was the human test. But the facility test is probably more critical. And, you know, what's happening at probably at the state capitol and even in the city building in Jackson, you know, you called me when they had the problems at the water department. And I told you very specifically that the virus is in the building, not in the people, because different people coming in at different times, they didn't run into each other, they didn't run into each other's property. So they had to be picking it up out of the building. Well, if you go and clean that building and you don't test it to see if COVID is gone, then that COVID is probably still there. You know, so testing that building, to me, is way more important than testing people. You know, and it tells you immediately if that virus is prevalent in your community. You know, so I would open the school. I'm a former school principal, central office administrator, Georgia and Atlanta and all that. I wouldn't open my school without testing my building.
Right.
When I know I can get it tested in 90 minutes. I wouldn't let anybody go work in the water department if I didn't test my building when I know I can do it. You know, if you can't do it and the science says not doable, then you got to take an educated guess. But educated guess are killing people every day in this country. Yeah. 2 months from now, if we don't get more about the facts and leave all the politics alone and come together as a people, we're going to be in trouble.
Charles, I think the big thing is uncertainty. You hit the nail on the head. And I think even my Facebook feed is full of folks who are probably 60% of them are my age, have children my age, and all of us are having the same debate. I talked to a man today. He called me about somebody who I knew could do homeschooling. Well, we know homeschooling in this case is particularly with folks not working, it ain't sustainable. So we need to figure out a sustainable way to get children back in school where we don't have that anxiety. Where at least we know that when our children walk in that building, we know that they're walking in a building that's COVID-free. It's got protocols in place to keep them safe while they're there, and then when they come home as well.
Well, like my friend said the other day, if we can't keep our legislators safe, how are we going to open schools and keep our kids safe?
Well, let me say this on behalf of some of our leaders. Some of our leaders are paying attention. We were asked to come to Valley. We were asked to come to Alcorn State University. We made presentations to the interim president at Jackson State University. We made presentations to the chief of surgery at the Veterans Hospital here in Jackson. On Friday, we treated the Episcopal Church on Beasley Road, and we treated New Jerusalem up on Old Canton Road. Thursday, we're scheduled to visit at New Horizon as well. So some of our leaders are getting it. They're paying attention. And they're doing everything they possibly can to be able to safely reopen their schools and their facilities.
So the pack to Restoration Baptist Church yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question, Tony, because that's where Soc and I differ. I don't think the leaders are doing 1/10 of what they're supposed to do to help our community fight this virus.
Come on, tell all your truth.
You know, so Tony, to answer your question about the schools, you know, when I principal schools, I felt like when my kids got in my building, they were safer there than at home in the street.
Likewise.
And I'm telling you right now that we've got to find a way to make sure that those kids can go to school and that they're safer there than they're at home. Things are going to happen. There are going to be outbreaks. There are going to be outbreaks at home too. But why have an outbreak at home and not get educated or get molested or whatever when you can be in school trying to better yourself and move this country along and make it a better place to live for everyone? So not going to school, in my opinion, is the worst answer for socially disadvantaged people that we could come up with. Now, hey, there are people, hey, my kids can make it without going to school. You know, we got computers, the mama's at home, and they can talk back and forth to the school, but 90% of the kids in those socially disadvantaged situations is doomsday for this. You know, so Socrates, the state of Mississippi, the government in Jackson, Mississippi, if it wasn't Sunday, I curse doing nothing, in my opinion.
Oh, we glad
to
it's
protect our people. And so, you know, it sounds good, feel good to make it up, but, you know, taking down the flag doesn't save lives if you don't follow it up with real facts and real action. You know, so until they take action, until they put their money where they know it needs to be, because the studies tell you that our people are suffering more than any. You know, so all that 1.3 trillion that the governor has, why the majority of that ought to be on our people. I mean, they're the ones that are dying and suffering. You know, so I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, it's depressing to me every time I come to Jackson and sit around with you, Stock, and listen to all the political talk and everybody divided. You know, here's an opportunity right now for everybody that's got a problem with anybody to get that off you, get it away from you, and come together and save people's lives. It doesn't matter what's happened in the past. You can make a start today and do what's right for the citizens of Jackson and Mississippi. But if you think that what they're doing now is good enough, then you just as bad as they are, Socrates.
Charles, we're running out of time. I would love to continue this conversation, and we will. Look forward to having you back on again, and we're going to do everything we possibly can to encourage our leaders and educate our community and fight this virus. But thank you so much for calling in. Look forward to talking with you next time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So everybody's been listening to us. Tell us, how can they contact SRS and SGE?
Well, I think first thing, we want to make sure everybody goes to the website to see what's happening on the website. Go to the website, it's www.sgecovidsolutions.com. Again, that's sgecovidsolutions.com. And then if you are sitting at home and you want to pick up the phone, you can call me. I'll answer my phone, 769-798-6920, 769-798-6920. Ms. Garrett, you want to give them that office number?
Yeah, the office number is 1-844-877-0800. Again, that's 844. Make sure I'm reading that right, baby. 877-0800. And give us a call, and we'd be glad to schedule a booking to come out and assess your situation.
Again, you all, this COVID-19 virus is real. We want to help keep you safe. Make sure you visit the website, call, so that you and your family can be protected from the virus. Again, thank you for listening to BMA Radio Show. See you next week.
80.1 FM, serving Central Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, and Arkansas.